Well, the first snow of the season was a lot more than expected. A live look at what you'll be waking up to this morning.
And a criminal investigation is now underway in the California warehouse fire that killed dozens of people.
WHBF is local for you. This is Local 4 News this morning.
Good morning and thanks for watching Local 4 News this Monday morning. I'm James Sears.
And I'm Emily Scarlett. First, Quad Cityans getting quite the surprise Sunday. While we were expecting some snow, I don't know we were anticipating as much as we saw, Ash.
Yeah, there was a lot of snow out there. It just kept coming, really. I mean, it was just this one very thick band just happened to track right over the Quad Cities. So we got lucky or we got unlucky, depending on your opinion of the snow. But either way, you can't deny that we got a lot. And the Illinois side of the river, we did get a lot of snow, upwards close to 10 inches in Rock Island, just about 9.5, 7.8 in Moline. Kewanee saw about 7.5, but that record is set for Moline at 7.8 now for December 4th. That is the most on December 4th, and that breaks the record of 3.6, nearly half of that of what it was yesterday, set back in 1964. On the Iowa side of the river, our snow totals were a little more. Got about 10.2 inches at the airport in Davenport. Bettendorf measured around 9 inches, 8.5 in Muscatine, and 8 inches in Comanche. So a lot of snow out there. It'll start to melt off a little bit today, James and Emily, but still plenty to be enjoyed this week.
All right, thanks so much, Ash. Well, Quad Cityans got a little more snow than they bargained for yesterday.
That's right. This made for a slippery drive, but city crews got straight to work getting those roads clear. Local 4's Greta Patrick joins us live from downtown Rock Island. Greta, how are the roads looking this morning?
Well, good morning, James and Emily. Have not seen any snow plows out here today, but all in all, the roads are looking pretty good. The only foreseeable problems there might be is some parking spaces might still have a little bit of snow in them, usually places where you can't easily get a snow plow into. But honestly, the most snow I'm seeing is on top of cars. Davenport's website says they were expecting to have all the roads clear by this morning. In all of the Quad Cities, the policy is to have all the roads plowed to the curb within 24 hours of the snowfall ending. Now, unfortunately, getting this amount of snow means many of you will be getting out and shoveling your sidewalks today. Now, most cities do have a snow removal ordinance requiring homeowners to get those walks shoveled. So yesterday, we got some advice on how to do that safely.
I think they try to handle too much at once. Again, you know, it's very heavy, so you have to be very careful with it.
Well, I like to get on it before everybody walks on it, because then it becomes really difficult to get loose from the concrete, because I like to get it cleared onto the cement.
And to make things easier for the snow plows this morning, most cities' website recommend, if you can, try to park off the street. Now, it looks like there's not going to be any more snow until later this weekend, this coming weekend, that is, so your commute shouldn't be affected for the rest of the week. Live in Rock Island, Greta Patrick, Local 4 News this morning.
Thanks for that, Greta. And all that snow forced several local cities to declare snow emergencies. That includes the city of Moline. That means police officers can ticket and tow any vehicle parked on the snow routes. So make sure you don't leave your car there. Snow routes are also in effect for Rock Island and East Moline. So keep an eye out for those snow route signs and avoid parking on the street. In Davenport, no official snow emergency has been declared, but Public Works is still asking that everyone move their vehicles off of the roadway so crews can get all that snow cleared away. No worries in Bettendorf, no snow emergency has been declared there either.
Of course, with all that snow, police and towing companies in our area have been dealing with a lot of crashes. The Scott County Sheriff's Department said it's responded to about 15 crashes, mostly on the interstate. Luckily, no serious injuries reported so far. In Rock Island County, deputies say they've dealt with about 10 accidents, plus another dozen or so cars that wound up in the ditch. They say none of those cars were seriously damaged and only minor injuries have been reported. Well, this morning, the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe and their supporters are celebrating.
This after the Army decided to deny a permit for the final segment of the Dakota Access Pipeline. Roxana Saberi has the latest on this decision.
Singing, chanting, and cheers of joy after the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers announcement that it won't allow the Dakota Access Pipeline to cross just north of the Standing Rock Sioux Reservation. This young girl raised a fist in victory.
This is the best news that I've heard forever. Best news for Native people, Native country, the whole United States, all the people, because water is so precious.
Thousands of protesters have camped out on the federal land for months. They say the pipeline could contaminate the reservation's water supply. In a statement last night, the company behind the $3.8 billion project, Energy Transfer Partners, called the Obama administration's move a purely political action by an administration which has abandoned the rule of law. The company says it won't reroute the four-state pipeline, which was almost complete, except for a segment that would run under a Missouri River reservoir in North Dakota. Some demonstrators are worried the decision could be reversed by the next president. Donald Trump has said he supports the pipeline.
We'll remain here and we'll stay vigilant until everything is guaranteed.
The Army Corps of Engineers is calling for an environmental study to explore other routes. Roxana Saberi for CBS News.
And government officials declared that today would be the final deadline for protesters to leave the federal land where they've set up camp. But local authorities have said they will not use force to remove them.
33 people are now confirmed dead in a warehouse fire in Oakland, California, and crews say they're only about 40% through the debris. A criminal investigation team has been activated at the building, which did not have a sprinkler system. Investigators say they have several days of work ahead of them as families and friends desperately wait for answers. The recovery effort is hitting close to home with some in the sheriff's department.
One of our deputies that we work with lost his son in this fire, and so we're still dealing with that as we continue to deal with the other victims.
The warehouse was home to an artist community, and crews say the conditions inside made it a death trap, almost impossible for people to escape as the flames went through the building.
And residents of Gatlinburg, Tennessee have gotten their first look at the damage left behind by devastating wildfires. Hundreds of homes and buildings were destroyed by the fires last week. Residents started checking out what was left over of their homes over the weekend. Gatlinburg Fire Chief Greg Miller said the devastation in the tourist town has been unfathomable. 13 people were killed in the fires, and officials say that death toll could still rise. So two very tragic stories, of course, the warehouse fire in California, and then we've been watching the devastating footage from the Tennessee wildfires for the last week.
That's right. And now closer here to home, a much different story. We had a lot of snow. It looked like yesterday it just would not stop.
Yeah, definitely a winter wonderland here in the Quad Cities. Let's turn it over to meteorologist Ash Simpson on this Monday. You mentioned that it was because of the type of snow we were seeing that just it continued to fall and fall and fall.
Yeah, it was a little bit colder than we thought it was, and so that made it a lot more fluffy, and that's why we got so many inches of that snow, and it just kept coming. And now today, with that snowpack on the ground, temperatures are a little cool. We're sitting right around 33. It's not that bad temperature-wise, but with the kind of the feel of the ice, that snow coming off the ground, it does feel a little bit chilly outside if you're heading to your car to go to work. Light wind out of the south-southwest is 6 miles per hour, makes a wind chill feel like 28. Wind chill feels like 24 in Davenport with a temperature of 32, so sitting right around freezing. Not seeing a whole lot of melting right now, but we did get just warming up yesterday where we saw some of that melting. Most of us sitting around 31 to 33 this morning, so the dense fog advisory has now been extended for almost more than half of the local 4 area. That includes Rock Island and Scott County this morning, and that will not expire until right around noon when some of that fog can burn off. So the melting is adding moisture, causing the dew point to rise up and causing relative humidity to go up, and that's why we're seeing some fog visibility issues this morning. So just drive very, very carefully. Down to a mile in Muscatine and Wapello. We're down to 3/10 of a mile in Washington, 3/10 of a mile in Galesburg, 5 miles in Kewanee, 3 in Clinton. So that combined with a chance for some of those very slippery side roads, if you're not in any kind of metro area, that can be a very particularly dangerous traffic situation. So just please remain aware this morning. Plenty of cloud cover out there right now. Could see a little bit of afternoon sunshine after it burns off, but the important thing this morning is just to be aware at the bus stop. If you're near a bus, just be extra careful for all those kiddos walking around this morning. A low of right around 30 or so by the time you're heading off to that bus stop. And then today, the afternoon high will be up to right around 38 with that sunshine that'll help to melt off some of that snow, but it is going to be getting cool enough overnight tonight where it will refreeze. Low right around 28, so slightly cooler than it is right now this morning. But yeah, all that snow on the ground, it looked really, really nice. I'm always a big fan of the first snow of the year. It does look pretty cool.
Yeah, me too. There's still some snow on the top of my car today, too. So I'll wait for the sun to kind of melt it off a little bit.
Hopefully you'll be able to do that for you this afternoon.
Thanks for that, Ash. Well, coming up, a holiday carnival this weekend aims to celebrate the diversity within our community.
Our live guest has more on that after the break.
The time now is 6:10. You're watching Local 4 News this morning.
WHBF is local for you with James Sears, Emily Scarlett, and meteorologist Anthony Peoples. This is Local 4 News this morning in high definition.